Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about cable squats and how to do them. This is a great exercise for your legs and it helps you do the exercise without putting weight on your back per se. So the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your cable all the way down to the bottom, completely down, and you want to choose the appropriate weight. Start off light, do 20 repetitions, and then slowly start to increase the weight every other week. Once you're in position, just take a nice little step back, just slight step. You want to take as little of a step back as possible because you want this cable to almost be pulling you directly down. So you don't want it to be pulling you forward as you're doing it. Next thing I want you to do is to make sure that your feet are straight. Make sure your chest is up and that I would use a V-bar with this upside down. That's just the most comfortable, so you can take a nice neutral grip. And then what I want you to do is bend at the knees and hips as you're going down. So think about sitting back on a chair, but you don't want to be leaning too far forward. You don't want to be falling over. Also make sure that your hips are square so they're not leaning to one side or the other. Also make sure that you're going down low enough. So you want to be going as low as possible. I recommend parallel or a little bit below like I'm doing here. What I also want you to think about is not locking your knees completely at the top. You just want a slight bend in your knees and you want to keep the motion moving. So you want to keep the weight moving per se, because you don't want to lock your knees at the top. What that's going to do is going to take away tension from the legs, and you don't want that. The way to effectively build muscle is to keep tension on the muscle as long as possible, within its natural range of motion, of course. So just make sure that you're doing that. Don't lock your knees at the top. Keep the motion consistent. What I also want you to do is make sure that you keep your chin nice and neutral. I don't want you looking up or looking down. Just keep it neutral. Take the tension off of your neck and keep it on your legs. Also make sure that your heels don't elevate off of the floor. Also don't put so much pressure on the heels that your toe starts coming up and then you're going to fall back. Just keep it like center. Keep the pressure center on your foot. That way it's more even instead of it being like excessively on the heels. I've seen a lot of people do that, and you don't want to do that. Another thing I want you guys to think about is keeping your core tight and shifting your hips back when you do this. The reason you want to keep your core tight, because if not, your lower back is just going to start arching excessively, and you don't want your lower back arching, especially when you're putting pressure on a squat. Now here's some common mistakes. Taking too far of a step back. You see it's kind of pulling me forward as I'm doing it. You don't want that. Also make sure to keep your heels down and don't push your knees so far over your toes. Keep the pressure even like I said. Also make sure to keep your chin tucked. Do not look up while you're doing this. You're going to put an excessive amount of pressure on your neck unnecessarily.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications. And if you want to take it a step further and work with us or support the channel further, there are a few ways you could do that down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and God bless you.